everybody, Lord Tremendous here. Got a battle report here for you. Kind of a different one. It's the first time I've ever done a team game before. Basically, it was me and one of my buddies versus two of my other buddies' armies. Basically, it was 2 versus 1. Each of us had a 2,500 point team. Of course, my buddy had two 2,500 point teams. So basically, he was playing 5,000 points, and we were each playing 2. Anyway, you'll see. But there was 4 armies on the table: Lord Tremendous and Prince Putrescence of Warriors of Chaos versus Prince Poetry and King Rockshaper. He was playing High Elves and Dwarves. But it was actually a pretty cool game. A lot of really cool pictures in this one. There's a lot of models on the table. 5,000 each side, 10,000 points on the table total. Pretty cool to see. It was a lot of fun to play. But you know what? Before we get into that, you guys should check this out. That's right. This is my new beast. Back, I think it was like in November of last year, I listened to a podcast pretty religiously called Garage Hammer. I've mentioned him in a few of my, in all of my Army book reviews, but it's a really cool podcast. Couple of really cool guys. I've never met them, never really talked to them, just a few emails and stuff like that back and forth, and on the forums, the Garage Hammer forums. But if you're looking for something to listen to that's all about Warhammer and some entertaining guys, go listen to them. They don't know I'm giving them this plug. I don't even know if they'd approve, to be honest. But yeah, they're cool. I listen to them a lot. I really do enjoy it. But anyway, they had a painting contest, or they had a contest. It had nothing to do with painting, sorry. They had a contest, and if you won, you got a model of your choice worked on by this pro painting service called Guild Painting Services. And you had to write this big, long thing, and if yours was chosen, you won, and mine was chosen. I won, which was really cool. And while I was gone, the monster showed up. I got a Mutalith painted by these guys, and as you can see, he looks amazing. So I'm now running a dual beast list, and it's poetry. It really is. But as you can see, this beast is just flawless. I really like having him on the table. I still got to base him and put my glossy coat on him because that's just something I do. I like the candy coat. It's just me. But check. I mean, these guys are cool, and if you're interested, there's their information at the bottom there. I'm gonna start putting this little picture on there until either they tell me to stop or I stop doing battle reports. But either way, take a look. This guy is great. I love this thing, and yes, you should check them out and Garage Hammer, because without them, none of this would be possible. Yep, still gotta love the beast, huh? It's a good one. I didn't bother with army lists in this one. My army list is the same as the previous battle report. My opponent, Prince Putrescence's army, he just took the magic out of his. As for the High Elf and the Dwarf list, I didn't get the lists, so I'm not going to bother putting all the army lists up, to be perfectly honest. If you're that curious, just ask, and I could probably tell you what most of it is, but I just didn't want to put 4 army lists up in here. It'd be literally like 11 minutes of me reading off army lists, and I didn't think anybody wanted to listen to that. So here are my spells, basically 4 from Tzeentch and Fireball, as well as the spells from the beasts. And then this is my teammate's spells. He just had Festus, and he got Curse of the Leper and Fleshy Abundance. And here's my opponent's spells. Basically, he got 4 spells from the Laura Metal, because he was going to play Warriors of Chaos. Who wouldn't take Laura Metal, right? Here's deployment. As you can see, we are literally border to border on both sides. There really wasn't a whole lot of planning on this one. It was line up and go forward. It was just cool to see. I'm sorry, I'm distracted by the picture. It just looks really, really cool. For the most part, though, I was going to try to deal with the High Elves. He was going to try to deal with the Dwarves. Our opponent pretty much mixed and matched his units. He actually got his list together really well, while ours is just brute force. But yeah, here's my opponent's right flank. From left to right, there's a High Elf Bolt Thrower, a unit of White Lions, yeah, with the Banner of the World Dragon. He's got a crazy High Elf on a Great Eagle with that lance that's not a lance, that doesn't allow armor saves, does a whole bunch of multiple wounds. It's craziness. He's got 2 units of Thunderers right there, each 10. I believe they have a Banner and a Musician, and that's it. Here's our opponent's center. From left to right, there's a Dwarf Cannon, a Dwarf Bolt Thrower. Right in front of the Bolt Thrower there is a Slayer Lord. I'm not sure if that's a Demon or a Giant Slayer, but basically it's the Lord choice for Slayers. Next to him is another dwarf cannon. Behind the cannon is a elven bolt thrower. Right next to that is a unit of, I think they're Longbeards, with his runesmith in there. Right next to them is a unit of Phoenix Guard. I think that's what a level 4 caster was. Behind them is his unit of Sea Guard. And right next to the Phoenix Guard there, the little colorful wood elf looking models are actually just regular archers. And here's my opponent's left flank. From right to left, his Frost Chicken, or Frost Phoenix, as some people call it. Another unit of High Elf Archers, 2 Elven Bolt Throwers, and a Dwarven Cannon, all looking to kill us. Here's my team's right flank. From right to left, we got a unit of 4 Skull Crushers. We got my unit of Tzeentch Warriors with my level 1 Skull Caddy in tow. Next to them are my 2 Beasts. Behind them are my unit of Knights with Lady Elizabeth. Here's our center. Right to left, there's the Khorne Warriors with Berserk. In front of them are some dogs. Next to my dogs are my teammates' dogs. Behind them are my teammates' Nurgle Warriors with Hand Weapon Shield and Festus. Next to them are his Khorne Warriors with Halberds. And the left flank, which consists of a unit of my teammates' Knights with his Demonic Mounted BSB, all Tzeentch. He's got a Demon Prince, Mark Nurgle, and he's got his Hell Cannon up there. So really, it was a pretty solid matchup. A lot of fight in our army. He took all the magic levels with the exception of Festus out of his army, so that I could have most of the power dice, really, and because I have, a level 4, a level 1, and 2 beasts. I mean, he had Festus, but he didn't really try to cast anything with him. You'll see. But anyway, here we go. Here's top of 1 after movement, and as you can see, we got to go first. And screw it, we just pushed forward. I brought my Sorcerer Lord out front, daring him to come after him, because I figured my Sorcerer Lord catches the cannonball or whatever, it just stops. He's got a 3-up board. There's a pretty good chance that he's going to be okay. If not, I was thinking about putting him into one of the war machines early on. Just to get him out of the way so they'd stop shooting at us, because that's a lot of shooting he was going to be throwing at us. The 2 beasts came up to either terrify the Phoenix Guard or eat up a bunch of archers. I hadn't decided yet. His Skull Crushers moved up with my warriors on the right flank there to deal with the chicken and the archers. His Hell Cannon passed its check, so it was going to shoot, and his Knights with his BSB come forward to deal with the White Lions. I didn't see it at the time. We started playing kind of late. I was just excited about the game. I should have thought that ensorcelled weapons versus a big unit of White Lions wasn't going to work out. Well, you'll see. First blood goes to me. I move my Knights into the forest thinking that it'll be harder for my opponent to shoot at him, and what happens? One of my Knights finds a tree and decides to slam his face into it. So needless to say, I lose a Knight right off the bat, so first blood goes to me, just in the bad way. Nothing happens in the magic phase, so we go to shooting, and the Hell Cannon hits his Longbeard's direct hit. It's beautiful. And as you can see, half the unit gets vaporized. Oh, such a glorious shot. Such a glorious shot. It really was. So, yeah, half the unit of Longbeards die, and it's a good start. That's a good start for turn 1. So, we go to bottom 1 after movement, and as you can see, the Dwarves and the High Elves aren't as gung-ho about running towards us. I think it's because we're coming downhill towards them, because they're not cowards, right? No, they're friggin' cowards. They're going to rely on their shooting and their magic to take us out, and, well, you'll see how good of a plan that was. For the most part, the Phoenix Guard tried to charge my, my Gilded Mulith, and failed. Well, I'm sorry, the beast fled because I didn't want to catch that charge. They tried to redirect into my Sorcerer Lord and failed, so they just kind of spun around slightly to face him. Other than that, nothing moved. Nothing. So, yeah, that's the kind of battle he was gonna play. You'll see how it works out for him. Oh, I'm sorry. Crazy Elf did charge his Knights and make it. I forgot all about that because I have him on the left flank and I was on the right side. So, yep, Crazy Elf does charge into the Knights, and I don't know why. I got to be honest. I think maybe he was hoping for the easy kill, but I don't know what he was thinking about. There's a better picture of the Gilded Beast knowing that he couldn't take a unit of Phoenix Guard all by himself and fleeing, and then the Phoenix Guard failing their redirect charge into my Sorcerer Lord, which I was a little nervous about, but I didn't want to flee with my Sorcerer Lord. Oh yeah, and his Frost Phoenix did try to charge the Skull Crushers and failed miserably, so he ends up getting like an inch away from the archers and stopping. During his magic phase, he gets Final Transmutation off on my Corn Warriors. I'm not thrilled about that. I think we tried to stop it and rolled like pure dirt, so yeah, 5 of my warriors turn into golden statues, which sucks. And now everything within 12 inches is stupid, but well, you'll see how that works out in a bit. During his shooting phase, he blasts the Demon Prince off the table like he's nothing. Thunder shoot at him, and then the War Machine Hill in the middle takes all the pot shots in the world at him. He can't make enough 5-up board saves, and he dies a horrible, miserable death. It sucks, but what can you do? Over here, my dogs and a couple of my Corn Warriors get killed. I think it was maybe either a cannonball or a random shooting. Whatever it was, it worked because more warriors die and a dog dies. And then over here on the other War Machine Hill that was on our right flank, my opponent's left flank, he kills 2 of the Skull Crushers right off the bat. And then the other one dies, and he leaves a wound on the one survivor just to the amount of shooting that they were able to throw at him. It was absolutely ridiculous. It was well played by our opponent, though. You can't fault him for using the tools that he has that is available to him, right? Over here in combat, Mr. Crazy Elf, who's not immune to psychology, takes a fear check because knights are scary and rolls boxcars. So Crazy Elf is scared, so he needs 5s to hit. And in the ensuing combat, he is actually able to get a wound through on the BSB. I think he takes a wound back. He ends up losing this combat, but he's steadfast. So, not steadfast, but he makes his break check, so life is good there. So, here's top of 2 after movement, and as you can see, there has been a little bit. Gilded Beast rallies. Blue Beast runs up and dares the Elves to charge him. His Skull Crusher on my teammate's Skull Crusher on the right side charges onto War Machine Hill on my opponent's left flank, hitting the Bolt Thrower in such a way that if he kills it, he can overrun into the other Bolt Thrower, which is huge. His Hell Cannon makes his panic or his crazy check and stays put, and the rest of my stuff moves up slowly but steadily. I wanted to move my warriors up in such a way that the Phoenix would have a difficult time charging them, but I didn't want to move him up in such a way that the Phoenix could charge him and hit him no problem. So it was a balancing act that I wasn't sure if I was going to do very well with. Other than that, nothing really moved up all that much. The Knights kind of moved slightly. It was not a lot of movement. We balked when we should have just came straight forward. There's a better picture of his Skull Crusher slamming into the Elven Bolt Thrower there. There's a picture of the Gilded Beast rallying. Was there ever any doubt? Nothing happens in the magic phase. Once again, we're rolling pretty low for it, so we go into combat, we go into shooting, and the Hell Cannon shoots and misfires, so that's poop. He ends up misfiring 3. The only thing within 24 inches is Festus, and he passes the leadership no problem, but he misfires, and that's never a good thing. Combat is a little bit better, though. The Skull Crusher kills off the Bolt Thrower, overruns into the other Bolt Thrower, and the ensuing panic check sees the unit of archers flee off the table. So it's not all bad. It's not all bad. That was awesome. He got a Bolt Thrower and a unit of archers, which we'll take. Over here in combat, the Knights are able to finish off, well, I think it's just the BSB is able to finish off Crazy Elf on a Great Eagle, and then they stand there ready for the White Lions to charge them next turn. But hey, we killed Crazy Elf. That's something, right? So, here's bottom of 2 after movement, and as you can see, there has been some. The Frost Phoenix charged my Tzeentch Warriors, who promptly failed their terror check and fled. So the Frost Phoenix does end up failing to hit anything. Other than that, here's a little bit of movement in his back lines there. What are they? The Phoenix Guard charges my dogs and hits them. His hammers hit my teammates' dogs and makes it. And then his White Lions charge into the Knights, and we knew he would make that. There's a better picture of his White Lions slamming into my teammates' Knights. Here's a better picture of the hammers slamming into my teammates' dogs, and yeah, that's going to be bad. And I believe this Slayer tried to charge the Nurgle Warriors and failed. I'm almost positive that's what happened there. So yeah, I don't know why he was charging into the Nurgle Warriors. Maybe he felt bad for us, but that was what his plan was. And then, of course, here is the unit of Phoenix Guard slamming into my dogs, because for some reason nobody likes Warhounds in any game that I play. They always kill the dogs first. It's rude. And there's a better picture of my Tzeentch warriors saying, no, we're not taking a charge from a Phoenix, you're out of your mind. And failing their terror check and fleeing. During his magic phase, he once again gets final transmutation off on the Nurgle warriors, my teammates' warriors, and he kills 5 of them, which sucks. The ensuing stupidity checks the next round, as well as the ones from previous round, we pass no problem. During his shooting phase, he's able to put 3 wounds through on the original beast, but he doesn't kill him, so that means the beast gets to feast on some delicious elf flesh next turn, so I'm looking forward to that. In his rest of his shooting phase, it is a mother effing shooting gallery out there. The Thunderers fire at the Khorne Warriors and kill like 8 of them. War Machine Hill over there in the center fires at the Nurgle Warriors and kills 9 of them, or 8 of them. It's ridiculous. Like 16 warriors just die after the smoke clears to the black powder and elven bolt throwers. It was like this sucks. kinda running out of things to do here. So yeah, my opponent's rolls, or our opponent's rolls anyway, were just insane. So yeah, definitely not looking good for the home team. To make matters worse, the Phoenix Guard, in a huge surprise, are able to slaughter all 4 of my remaining Warhounds, and I think they just reform. I don't believe they overrun. And then over here, the Hammers are able to do the exact same thing and kill all of my teammates' dogs. Not a surprise there at all, but it still kind of sucks. I miss the dogs. And then over here, the White Lions are able to kill 2 or 3 Knights, and they lose 2 White Lions for their trouble. The Knights do end up losing this combat, but they stand, which is good. But yeah, this fight, it's a good one, but it would have been a lot better had the Banner of the World Dragon not been equipped to him. What can you do? Over here in combat, the Skullcrusher is able to finish off the last bolt thrower, and just since you can't overrun on an overrun, turns to face the other cannon. Other than that, nothing. The Phoenix makes its panic check, and so does the cannon. So we go to top of 3, and mostly due to desperation, we charge. Both of my teammates' units of warriors, what's left of them, slam into the hammers, and that was looking promising. Over on my side, my unit of Knights, my unit of Khorne Warriors, and my Beast charge into Phoenix Guard because I thought it would be enough to finish off something with a 4-up board save. And my Beast charges into the Archers because I wanted to kill them. And my Tzeentch Warriors rally and turn to face the Phoenix because they don't like turning their back to something that terrified them and made them flee. There's a better picture of my teammates' warriors slamming into the hammers, looking for some revenge for the Warhounds. And there's a better picture of pretty much what's left of my army slamming into the Phoenix Guard, and I thought I was sitting pretty here. And there's a better picture of the Beast slamming into the Archers, because, let's face it, I like killing Elves. Oh, that's right, and the Skullcrusher charges into the cannon, because it's time for it to die. During the magic phase, the Gilded Beast is able to get this spell off on the Longbeards that are left, and it's the number 4 spell that that bounces from unit to unit on a 3-up. And in the end, a couple of Longbeards die, and I put 2 wounds on the what's it called? The Slayer level Lord, or Lord level Slayer that's over there. So that was actually pretty cool. It stopped bouncing after the Slayer. I would have went after like the cannon and the bolt throwers and stuff like that, and maybe got lucky. But still very cool, and that's why I love the versatility of the Beast. Not really in combat, but hey, it's a direct damage spell. He can still hit you with it. Gotta love the Beast. Just gotta. Over here in combat, the Skullcrusher finally flubs, and he's able to kill 2 of the War Machine crew on the cannon, but it wasn't enough to finish them all off, and the Skullcrusher wins this combat, but the stubborn Dwarven War Machine crew stay their ground. I don't think it was close. I think he rolled like a 6. So yeah, that was poop. Over here in combat, the Beast kills a boatload of Elves, and he actually takes a wound for his trouble. That was a little embarrassing. But a bunch of the Archer Elves are dead, and I was hoping that maybe his Seaguard would not charge the Beast next turn. You'll see what happens. Over here in combat, my opponent makes more 4-up ward saves than should be legally allowable. It was like his dice were 3-sided and only had 4s, 5s, and 6s. I do manage to kill 3 or 4 Phoenix Guard, but I lose 2 warriors, and I think the beast takes a wound. I win this combat, but they're steadfast, and they don't go anywhere. But, I mean, I must have done like 12, 13 wounds altogether to these guys, maybe more. He made so many ward saves, I was physically ill. I just don't know what to do. If somebody's going to roll nothing but 4s, 5s, and 6s on Phoenix Guard, you're just SOL. During combat over here, my teammate flubs pretty bad. He does kill a handful of hammers, don't get me wrong. They are not unscathed, but I mean, his rolls were really, really bad. And he's able to win this combat mostly because of the charges, but the stubborn hammers weren't going anywhere, and that really sucked. So they end up standing. Over here in combat, the White Lions, thanks to the Banner of the World Dragon, take only 1 wound and are able to kill 2 more of the knights, 2 or 3 more of the knights, which leaves him with a knight and a BSB. He loses this combat, but he's able to make his break check. So, we go to bottom of 3 after movement, and now everything's just piling in. The Frost Chicken slams into the flank of my knights, and his, what's it called? Sea Helm, Sea Guard, or whatever they are, they slam into the flank of my beast, which, it was smart. It was stupid of me to do that. Oh well, I do a lot of stupid things. You'll see more. And then both using the Thunderers slam into the Corn Warriors that are into his hammers just to help finish them off quick. I honestly didn't see that coming. I probably should have, but I didn't. So yeah, the Thunderers slamming in there. I really didn't know if that was a good idea or not. Other than that, everything else is either in combat or dead. So there's a better picture of the Thunderers slamming into my teammates' Corn Warriors. And there's a better picture of the Frost Chicken slamming into the Knights, and I hate that stupid bird. And yeah, there's the Sea Guard slamming into the Beast. That was stupid of me. I admit it. I should have went after the cannon, but I didn't. I also expected the Skull Crusher to overrun and hit the archers and help me out with combat and stuff like that when he failed to kill the cannon crew and got stuck there. I don't know if it would have been enough to make him not steadfast, but I'm going to go ahead and blame him. You know, why not? No, and during the magic phase, he gets final transmutation off on my Tzeentch warriors and kills 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 warriors and the unit champion with final transmutation. Yeah, my opponent's dice were on fire, and fire burns. Fire burns a lot. Over here in his shooting phase, his cannon shoots at our Hell Cannon, hits and wounds the Hell Cannon, does 5 wounds, blowing the Hell Cannon into tiny, tiny smithereens. So, no more shooting for the Hell Cannon. Outstanding. And one of his bolt throwers is able to slip a wound past my 3-up ward save on my, what's it called? Sorcerer Lord. Luckily, though, he only does 1 wound with his D3, so that was a relief. I was very happy to have dodged that bullet, per se. Over here in combat, the Beast gets killed, and I'm sorry, Beast. I failed you. Yeah, I hate it when the Beast dies. I really do. Anyway, over here, after the Sea Guard kill off the Beast, they overrun and slam into the Skull Crusher, who killed off the cannon earlier in there, and I must have forgotten to take a picture. But yeah, the cannon died, so the Sea Guard slam into the Skull Crusher, stopping his vengeance cold. And then over here, yeah, the Hammers and Thunders team are able to kill off all but I think 3 of the Corn Warriors who break and flee and get away. You can kind of see them near the hill there. There's only 2 left because the banner guy dies. Festus is the only one left after the Hammers killed all the Nurgle Warriors. He breaks and flees and gets away, but yeah, there goes pretty much the heart of our army. It sucks, but what can you do? Over here, Banner of the World Dragon, he saves like 6 wounds, something insane. And he's not able to do any wounds back. With Banner BSB to Banner and rank, he has a musician. The White Lions have a musician, and my teammate's able to make his break check, just barely. Over here in combat, I don't even know what to do. I kill 3 white lions, not white lions. I'm Phoenix Guard, and yeah, I lose 2 knights and 2 corn warriors. Could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse, but it was just heartbreaking because I'm in a challenge with something. I think the unit champion for the Phoenix Guard with Lady Elizabeth. She's wounding him 4 times, and he's making his 4 board saves. I mean, what can you do, right? I mean, just everything I'm doing, he's ward saving. I think the frost chicken killed a couple of the knights. It was just ridiculous. I don't know what more I could have done, but I lose this combat. I make my break checks, but it's like I'm frustrated now. I've thrown everything but the kitchen sink at this unit, and they're throwing it right back. So we go into top of 4 after movement, and for the most part, it's just kind of straightening things out. The Zinch Warriors move up a little bit, and that's really it. Everything else is dead or in combat. It's going really poorly for Warriors of Chaos. Oh yeah, Festus does rally, which is nice. He turns around and looks at the hammers and goes, damn it, I should have kept running. And then over here, the Corn Warriors continue to flee. They do bounce through the Longbeards. They take a couple of dangerous terrain checks and pass no problem. During the magic phase, the beast is able to get his spell off on the Longbeards once again, and it's the number 6 spell, which guarantees me, I think, like 4 of the Longbeards die, and I get a spawn. Has returned, and I put him right over there to give them something else to shoot at. I didn't expect him to get into combat with War Machine Hill, but I didn't want him shooting at my Sorcerer Lord anymore because I was a little gun shy after they took a wound off of him. So I put him there in the hopes that the Sorcerer Lord would be safe. Or at least, and if they shot at the Sorcerer Lord instead, Greybill's going into either the Cannon team or the Bolt Thrower team. Either way, he's going to get me some points. In combat over here, the Skull Crusher gets killed. He just slips 2 wounds through. He rolls Snake Eyes for his armor save, and he dies, so that sucks. Combat over here goes about as well as it's been going. The Beast gets another, I think, 3 or 4 wounds put on him by Strength 4 friggin' Elves and dies. I end up losing this combat, and the Corn Warriors lose their nerve and flee. So it's like, I just couldn't get any traction this game, and to make matters worse, the White Lions, they finish off the last Chaos Knight and win this combat. The BSB fails 2 break checks and explodes for no other reason than because he was holding onto a banner. And when you flee with a banner, they're extremely volatile. So yeah, sometimes they explode and kill everyone. So we go to bottom of 4 after movement, and oh yeah, one more thing: the Phoenix Guard did reform to get more into combat with the Knights after the Beast and the Corn Warriors died. So yeah, we go into combat over here, and the Longbeards charge Festus, and he flees. Then the Hammers charge Festus, and Festus runs off the table, and then the the Slayer, Lord Choice, I can't remember what they are, Dragon Slayer, Giant Slayer, Demon Slayer, whatever he is, he charges the fleeing Corn Warriors. The Corn Warriors flee 3 inches, get caught, and die. So yeah, there's a better picture right there of the Warriors getting run down. Oh, that sucks so much. I can't even begin to tell. Well, I guess I am telling you. So, yeah, but the Warriors get ran down by the Dwarf Slayer. That's embarrassing. Over here, he gets Final Transmutation off on the Zinch Warriors again, killing 4 this time, and at this point, who cares? I mean, honestly. And, per my plan, gets shot down by War Machine Hill because they just don't have any other targets. It was him and a Sorcerer Lord, and the Sorcerer Lord has a ward save. Speaking of which, after gets killed, no problem, the Corn Warriors take the brunt of what's left of shooting and get killed to a man. So my teammate is now officially off the table. During combat over here, Lady Elizabeth makes way to get into combat with the Frost Chicken because the unit champion she was in challenge with before died. 1 knight dies to Phoenix Guard. I think 1 Phoenix Guard dies because he was laughing. I don't know if he even died. He might have just sat down due to exhaustion. I lose this combat, but I'm able to make my break check. So We go to top of 5 after movement, and there's very little. The Sorcerer Lord moves over to look behind War Machine Hill to try to get me some points there, because there's nothing else to do. The Tzeentch Warriors charge into the Sea Guard, because why not? They're going to die anyway. Everything else is dead or in combat. There's a better picture of the Tzeentch Warriors slamming into the Sea Guard, because like I said, might as well go out like a warrior, right? Over here, nothing happens in the magic phase because it doesn't. I have no shooting phase, so we go into combat, and 3 of the Phoenix Guard die, and I'm able to put a wound onto the Frost Chicken with Lady Elizabeth. We win this combat, and the Frost Chicken flees because it's a chicken. How did you not see that coming? Anyway, the Frost Chicken flees, and I'm not able to pursue because the Phoenix Guard stay put. It's unfortunate, but hey, at least there's a silver lining to this butt whooping. Over here, the Tzeentch Warriors kill a whole bunch of Sea Guard, and at this point, it's about body count. I just want to kill as many elves as I possibly can, and whether or not I get points for them is irrelevant because I just want to kill them. I do lose 2 Tzeentch Warriors for my trouble because they don't zip up their armor, but it is what it is. What can you do? Oh yeah, and they're steadfast. They don't go anywhere. So we go to bottom of 5 after movement, and there's really not a lot. The Longbeards turn to face the Knights, and the Frost Chicken rallies. Other than that, I think the Thunderers and everything else pretty much just stay where they're at, because now my opponent's just mopping up. Right there, in the magic phase, he gets Transmutational Let off on my Knights and Lady Elizabeth, which sucks. And over here in combat, my Sorcerer dies, the Skullcatty dies, and that's fine. He's been about as useful as a Cankersaur. But I am able to kill 5 or 6 of the Sea Guard, and I only lose the Sorcerer for my trouble. So that felt pretty good. They do end up losing this combat. They are steadfast, and they make their break check like they've been practicing it. Over here in combat, however, the transmutation of lead was the death nail. Lady Elizabeth takes a wound, the other knight dies, I lose this combat, I fail my break check, and Lady Elizabeth explodes. So, what can you do? It was inevitable, and the Phoenix Guard just were not failing ward saves at all. I mean, look how many are left. They were in combat forever with most of my army, and they were like, sorry, we're making our ward saves. You can kiss the fattest part of my ass. And they're elves, it's hard to find the fat part. So we go to top of 6 after movement, and yeah, I'm in combat. So the Sorcerer Lord stays put because there's no point in getting anywhere near something that could charge him. Yeah. Yeah, we go into combat over here. I think the Sea Guard loses combat. I think I kill 1 or 2 more. It's no big deal. Nobody breaks, nobody goes anywhere, so we go to bottom of 6. And for some reason, the Frost Chicken turns to face him. I think he forgot it was bottom of 6. And the Phoenix Guard turned to face the Tzeentch Warriors. I guess maybe if they charged, or if they broke and they fled and they bounced to the Phoenix Guard, they could take dangerous terrain. I'm not really sure what his plan was here, but that's what happened. During the magic phase, since Transmutational Lead works so well for the Knights, they put it on my Tzeentch Warriors. I stop other spells. That's what I've been doing this game. I've been stopping his other spells with my Tzeentch caster, so he gets Transmutational Lead off so that he can't get different spells off. It was a bit of a trade. But yeah, that's where we're at. Transmutational Lead on the Tzeentch Warriors. That sucks. And yes, just like with the Knights, it works out beautifully. The Tzeentch Warriors get killed to a man. I don't make their parry saves or armor. For some reason, that extra -1 just seems to do it. And there it is, end of the game. The only thing chaos left on the table is my Sorcerer Lord, who's hiding behind War Machine Hill. That's it. That's all there is to it. Our team game, our opponents, Elves and Dwarves, were perfect. He was rolling hot the whole time. His tactics were better. His Phoenix Guard, apparently a 4-up ward save is really a 1-up ward save. It's just, what could you do? Shooting, magic, combat, saves. My opponent had it all, and I had the camera, so there's a victory, right? But anyway, before we get into all that, right now it's time for a quick timeout. token time, everybody. Tokens. Check them out. All the tokens you could need for anything that you could possibly play. Warhammer 40k, Infinity, Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Infinity, Malifaux, whatever you need tokens for, Token Gal can make the tokens. They're dirt cheap, guys. No more than $8 for a set, but they're solid gold quality. I mean, these are glass beads. They magnify the picture and the words. You've got wound counters. You've got status effects. You've got spell effects. +1 toughness, -1 strength. You know, whatever you need. She's got all the magic lores. She's got everything you need for any system that you play. She's got a email address you can send and be like, hey, I'm looking for this. And now she has a website. It's there at the bottom. I'm not going to bother reading it off, because if you can't read, what the hell are you doing on the internet? Just seriously, though, check her out. Check out her website. Order yourself some tokens. It's totally worth it. You won't regret it. Hey guys, I know I've already talked to you about this before, but you should really check these pictures out because they were all painted, including my model, by Unleashed Wargaming. And they have their email right up there at the top of the page, and they've also got it down there. They got a YouTube channel. He's working on a website. It's not quite ready yet, but yeah, really, if you get a chance, check these guys out. If you're looking for someone to paint your stuff real good, seriously, check these guys out. Go to his, send him an email, check out his YouTube page. It's really worth your time. It's a phenomenal job. It's quick, it's painless. You don't have to worry about painting your stuff. And soon I'll be running a model that these guys painted for me, and I'm very excited about that. But check out these pictures. Give this guy an email. Check him out on YouTube. Get your models painted by him if you can. It's totally worth it. And tell him Tremendous sent you. So yeah, as you saw, the Warriors of Chaos team was damn near wiped off the table. All I had left was a Sorcerer Lord. The Warriors of Chaos team lost everything. Everything died except for the Sorcerer Lord. Because Lord Tremendous doesn't die, he just gets stronger. Our opponent lost, all told, 2 bolt throwers, the crazy elf on a giant eel that killed himself as far as I'm concerned, 1 cannon, and a unit of archers that fled when the bolt thrower died. That's it. The victory party that they're going to have is going to be quite large. Our opponents, War Machines, were on point. They literally couldn't miss. The only reason the Sorcerer Lord survived is because I was making my ward saves. Final Transmutation was devastating this game. The 3 or 4 times he got it off, we were trying to stop it. I swear, it was unbelievable. We only got 1 good shot from the Hell Cannon before it was shot off the table. Couldn't capitalize on the spawn creation. Couldn't go after the fleeing Frost Phoenix chicken thing. My opponent's shooting was really devastating. Our opponent, he played beautiful. He really, really did. We still had a ton of fun. Don't get me wrong. It was a total blast. We got some great pictures, as you got to see. And it was my first battle report for a team game. So why not lose, right? But all in all, it was a lot of fun. It was cool to do it like this. Getting pictures was a little bit harder, but that's because the table was full the entire time. Or most of the time. It got reasonably less populated once all the warriors were killed off. You know how it goes. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Quick side note, this is kind of important, I guess. I'm going to the Rock War GT in September. Should be a lot of fun. It's in North Little Rock there, Arkansas. If you're going to be there, come by, shake my hand, say hey, maybe we get a game in, maybe we can have a drink, something like that. It'll be cool. If you were thinking about attending, jump in. I'd love to see you at the tournament. It'll be fun. I think there's still some slots left. If not, beg, plead, cheat, steal, bribe. I'm sure they're human. Maybe they'll go for it. You never know. But yeah, if you're going to be there in September, I would love to shake your hand. I'd love to meet you. Come on by. Maybe we can get a battle report game in too. That'd be a blast. But that's pretty much it, guys, for Battle Report 109. Congratulations, you're all part of history now. You just saw my first ever team battle report. I think it's my first ever team battle report. I'm almost positive. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is. We're going to say it is. This is the official, okay? It is. But as always, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. But yeah, guys, thanks.